Boss. Come on in. Good day. We are live here from Carleton Golf and Yacht Club on the 18th hole in the club championship. I can't remember what time that was, but the Al Hatib group just came in, and we're waiting for Jeff Cordes and Mark Baker coming down the line. Cam, what are the conditions out there like today?
You know, they're spectacular. Things are starting to firm up a little bit, which is nice. You know, we had a little bit of rain days ago. The greens have been rolled today. They're running well, and it's nice to have a back pin for our live broadcast here. And we've got our defending B champion in the fairway. Right
now, and they're waiting. I guess they're waiting for us. We're just going to get out of the way and just let them hit in, and they're contemplating, deciding. Well, it is a beautiful day out there today, and the greens look just absolutely magnificent. Everything looks perfect out here. I don't know who's hitting now. That could be Jeff Cordes.
I think that might be Mark Baker.
Oh, don't say Mark Baker. Okay.
His third shot.
Sorry, that is Mark Baker. Okay.
This is our 10 o'clock tee time.
Changing clubs. Lining up. So, we have an interesting situation here today. We've got some of the big names aren't in it. Last year's defending champion, Zach McAvoy's not in it. Curtis Dancy's not in it. Rob Mustard's not in it. But we still have a pretty strong field. Just wanted to reiterate that. Oh, nice shot here. Look at this one coming in. It's going to be close. Whoa, what a shot. Look at that. That's beautiful. He's about a foot away. 2 feet away, sorry.
I think we're watching a tour event here, John. What a start. Yeah. And in the previous group, just before we went live, Omar he stuck it to a similar distance and rolled it in. So we still have a pretty strong field. We've got Jared Coyle. We've got, of course, Aiden Coyle. We've got former champion Kevin Lemenchuk. We've got Jack Dewan. We've got some players in there yet that can take this. So past champion Tim Yates.
Tim Yates is in there,
In the women's division, we do have our defending champ, Erica Chamberlain.
Erica Chamberlain's back.
You never know with Emma Stottle and Laura Knowles. There could be a few that give Erica a challenge. Lauren Gervais was not able to play this year. I think we'll see her in future years, hopefully.
Jeff Cordes just hit his into the bunker onto the right side. Mark Baker's looking at a beautiful birdie putt here of about 2 feet, you'd say? 2 or 3 feet?
Yeah, I think it's solid 3 feet. He'll have to be careful and stay firm with that one up the hill.
Yeah, at least it's an uphill putt and not a downhill putt, because that changes the whole strategy on this hole when you're putting downhill, even from 3 feet. There's quite a few players in there. Let's see. I was looking at the list this morning. And there's some new David Denis. He's been playing well. He's another one that can do it.
John Henry McDonald as well,
JH,
right?
Yeah.
He can go out there and make 7 birdies in a heartbeat. So
I'm expecting some pretty low scores today. The conditions are ideal. There's no wind. The greens are just beautiful. Everything's playing just magnificent. The pin placements don't look that difficult right now. And the greens seem to be running at a very smooth speed. They're not too fast, not too slow.
Oh, I think we'll see some scores in the 60s for sure.
Jeff Cordes is about to hit out of the bunker.
See if he can ignore that wild strawberry on the far side of the green. Just drop by a seagull. Keep his focus. Great shot in there, Mark.
Nice one, Mark.
Yes? Yeah, you're live, Mark. You're live. Jeff just waiting for the ball to be marked, taking his stance. A little strong. Yeah, but he's hung onto the green. He's got about, what would you figure that putt length to be?
Well, we've got about 22 feet or so to go, and that's our house chair, of course.
Yeah.
He's not just handy around the club, he's pretty handy with his putter too. So
yeah.
He got a surprise new putter grip at the end of the winter.
Oh, really?
We snuck up on him. It was a bit of a team family request, and he actually jumped into the simulator and didn't know right away that it was regripped. We'll see if that helps him on this putt here.
I don't know if you can see his ball. It's just over here. You might be able to see it. I'll try and get a better shot. Got to keep this down low. I've just adjusted the camera a bit. Sorry if it jerked up, got a little jerky there, but I want to take a look at Jeff's putt here. This looks like it's going to break left to right, going down to the hole. And it's a very delicate putt because it is downhill. Jeff, former B champion, defending B champion, and defending city B champion as well.
That's right.
The putt's on the way. Looks a little light, but good tracking nicely. He had a good line there, just a little bit light, but that's a putt you want to be a little bit defensive on. So that was good.
A perfect line. I think he'll definitely take a 2-putt from there down the hill.
Now Mark Baker, we believe, for a birdie. This one probably straight in if he hits it firm.
Doesn't need to give the hole away.
No. We're going to interview them after. And he's got it. Very good. Nice birdie for Mark Baker.
4 birdies in the back nine.
Why? Come on in, gentlemen. We need to interview you both. Cam, why don't you take the honors here? Just interview them. Just stand right there and have one on each side of you.
Oh boy.
Welcome to Carleton TV, gentlemen, and thanks for playing today. How are the conditions out there? Mark, that was a tremendous shot into 18 there.
Thank you very much. Conditions were absolutely perfect today. I'd say not too hot. Greens were immaculate. Fairways were top notch, so no complaints here.
That's tremendous. And what club did you hit in on 18?
That was a soft 8.
That's great. You controlled the spin really well there.
That was his 4th birdie on the back 9, by the way. An amazing round Mark had on the back.
That's unbelievable. That's tour level. Congratulations.
So is the
That's
8
good.
that I got on 11.
We can cut that out.
And of course we have probably our only member with a mustache that's more famous than Craig Stadler. Our one and only house chair defending club and city B champion. How did you fare today, Jeff?
Not too badly. I got off to a slow start. I missed a couple of 3-footers. I hit 3 pins from the fringe that didn't go in, so it could have been the difference between a decent round and a good round, but anyhow, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days.
Did all the tunes from the patio last night keep you in good rhythm from jazz night?
I didn't catch the tunes last night, but we did catch what was this? Hotel California on number 3, and it's been in my head for the last 17 holes.
Well, we'll have your tee time shortly. Good luck tomorrow. The forecast looks great again, and we hope to see another 4 birdies on the back 9. That's great.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job,
You
Johnny.
can watch this on tape delay on my YouTube channel, so you'll see your interview. That's good. We're just waiting for the next group to come in now, and that will be, it looks like, that would be what, John Elliott? Is that correct? No. Yes. No. I'm sorry, got that wrong.
1009 group will be next.
Yes.
Arietta, Delorier, and Stanley.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're kind of far behind, but this was a twosome, so that could have been the reason why they're so far behind. We can probably get in front of the camera now. And that was a great shot in by Mark Baker. So he's got a pretty good shot. I mean, that's a good first day for him. If he got 4 birdies on the back, we don't know what his total score is yet, but and compared to the field. But the B flight is also competitive. You've got Jeff, and you've got obviously Mark, and we've got a few other players in there.
Oh, it sure is. The field's pretty large in the B flight this year, and anything can happen over 3 days. So.
Yeah, so that could be an interesting development there. Right now we've got teeing off some of the A players. I don't know who that is, but we'll just take a look.
That's young Keenan Woods on the tee. His driver swing speed is about 125 miles an hour, believe it or not.
Wow.
So he probably hit just a soft 4-iron down number 1.
Yeah. I hit a soft 4-iron from 100 yards, but that's a little different story. These guys can play. So that group just went off, and we still have no sighting of the 1009 group yet. They're still not there, so they must be quite a bit behind. I see a couple of guys warming up on the practice tee. Dave Wright, it's good to see him back. We're competing again, and he's competing in the A's. Is that correct?
I'm not here.
So Dave's there. I saw Kevin Lemenchuk earlier. Kevin, former club champion. Glenn Coyle, father of the 2 Coyle. And Glenn can play. Glenn's got some good scores.
Yeah, Mr. Wright is competing this year, which is tremendous. That's confirmed, and he hits it so straight.
Well, he's a 3-time club champion. So
3-time champion, and probably the best chipper in the club.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yes, the guy in close, he's really good. The only thing might harm him is his distance. He's playing from the Blues today, so compared to some of these young guys, although that's never bothered him in the past. One of his strategies he used to tell me, and he used to play a lot of intersectionals in those days, he always got drove by somebody, but he was the first to hit, and he would put his ball in the green, and those guys would have to stare at that ball, and that just got sometimes in their heads, and he won a lot of matches that way. He was always around the green. And even if he wasn't on the green, he could get up and down. He can still do that. He's a tremendous putter, short game player, and certainly the short game is such an important part of the game. That's where he scores. And he's usually pretty steady off the tee. So it would be good to see.
So steady, yeah. He had a bit of a tough day in the first round of the Senior Club Championship. Bounced back with a 74.
Yeah.
He can do a lot of damage still hitting those hybrids and fairway woods into greens, which he'll need to do from the Blues. But
it's good to see him competing again. I see Will Loudon out there on the practice tee. And Will's got such a steady swing. Hopefully he can put 2 or 3 good rounds together. He's capable, boy. I play with him every week. I know his game, and he's very capable.
And then we've got Brad Jones, another new competitor, and he worked a lot on TrackMan over the winter. So
wow,
he doesn't have that plus handicap that some of the other gents have, but he's worked real hard. It'd be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, I think the first thing, especially in the first round, is you don't want to knock yourself out of it. You just want to, stay. If you're don't have your A game, you just try and hold on as best you can, because the next day somebody else may not have their A game. The leader may not have it, and you can score. So you want to stay close. If you don't have your A game, if you do have your A game, get as many birdies as you can get. If you're hitting them straight and you're hitting them long, you're putting well. That certainly is something you want you want to do. But you can't get frustrated. You can't lose patience. You got to be very patient out there in that first round, because every round counts here. It's not like 2 out of 3 here. It's every round counts. Every stroke counts.
Big difference. I mean, similar field to intersectional tryouts, but the stakes are higher.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think you said it best. And the key is you can't get down if you have a 39 on the front. You can hang in there, right? Shoot something around par on the back 9, and don't shoot yourself out of it.
Don't shoot yourself out.
Right? Make sure that your bad day for the men's A might be a 75 and bounce back, and on the women's side, right, anything can happen there. We expect some scores in the 70s from that group too.
Now, do you think we'll get an under par score today?
Absolutely. I think with these conditions, right, the pins are not too tough. No wind, that usually equals a couple. I think we'll see 2 scores in the 60s would be my prediction too.
Right. What kind of pressure are these guys under in types of this type of competition? How does this differ from your regular Saturday, Bermuda, playing for a couple of bucks? In terms of pressure, what do you feel, and how do you deal with it?
Well, I think it's really important to stay at the right level of engagement, that works for you. And we do a lot of this when we coach, and certain players need to be at a little higher intensity. That's where they're comfortable and where they're going to perform the best. But they need to stay into that range and not get too high, not get too low, right?
Yeah, right.
They're going to experience some different feelings starting out, but trusting their game and making sure that they play the smart shots that fit, and don't try to hit a fade on a certain hole where you don't normally do that, right? 15's a good example. We're going to see some players cut the corner. We're going to see some players lay up with irons, right? But today I'd like to see everybody play the shot that they know that they've been practicing,
right,
and not try to be a hero,
right?
And keep it whatever that even keel is. We've got some more laid back players, right? They need to stay in that level and not get too excited, right? The players that do like to get a little ramped up, they want to stay there, but not get too excited, and they don't want to lose focus and be too laissez-faire. So it's very individual to keep that right level of engagement where you're going to perform the best.
So you're in this type of competition and you do get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What's your first thought?
First thought is really to plan the next shot, right? And be very accepting of what happened. Right, go back to 15 as an example, right? We hit it in the pond. You're going to be disappointed. Accept that. Really focus on hitting it on the green and trying to give yourself, a putt for par. Right? We don't want to dwell on it, but have to accept and know that you're going to be disappointed for a moment. That's normal.
Yeah.
Right? Some people build on the disappointment, and then that lasts too long, right? But we want to move on and focus.
So basically, you wouldn't play a shot you haven't practiced. In other words, if you have to hit one under a limb and get it back into a certain area and you've never practiced a shot, it's better to put it back in play safely and then take your medicine.
Yeah, you want to play the percentages, right, and recognize that penalty shots is what's going to hurt a lot of players in all of our flights this weekend, right? And avoiding those at all costs, right? It helps from a mental strategy perspective, less chance to get down on yourself, and they really hurt the score. So,
so one of the things that when you're playing, your partners are playing really well, you're not playing so well. What can you do to kind of calm yourself down to say, oh, just a minute. I mean, I'm getting out of my game here. What can you do when you see something like that and you want to kind of get yourself back in the game?
Mm-hmm. Right. It's certainly, you want to be positive and support your fellow competitors, right? And don't want to be almost jealous of how they're performing, right? You want to focus on your game, and I like at that point being very visual, right? You want to see the success, right? If you have a couple of shots standing up on that next tee after a few poor holes and seeing visually a really successful ball flight down the middle, right? Promoting that, so giving yourself the best chance to step up and get back on track and hit that shot.
Well, that's good advice too, because that happens a lot. You say, oh geez, they're playing so well, I'll never catch up. But it's a 3-day competition, and I think what you have to realize, you might not have your best round today,
But tomorrow they may not have their best round. If you come back with a good round, you're right back in it. So that's the thing I'm saying. You got to be patient too. Like, you got to get really patient with yourself, and not try things that don't do anything stupid. Like if you're going to get a bogey, get a bogey. Don't get a double bogey. But that's just some things you have to do when you're in competition. We don't play that much in this type of competition. We're not tour players, so it's interesting. We have his tee off here. Let's take a look at that. Who's teeing off right now? Do you remember? I know I see Pete Richardson there, but that's not who's teeing off right now. Looks like a pretty good shot right down the middle of the fairway. Using an iron, and he's looks like just at the 150 yard mark, almost on the stick. Will Loudon is next.
That was a great shot by Kyle Fillion to start there, and
Oh wow, good for Kyle.
here comes Will.
A lot of good young intermediates, eh? They just hit the ball so nicely. Will was a really good junior player in Scotland. Gave up the game for quite a while, and came back to it later on in life. And he hasn't really lost his swing. He's lost a little flexibility, but his swing is so simple. Like, just look at that. Just a nice little swing, and he's hit it right down there as well. And he's just at the same spot, but the 150 yard mark, a little bit to the right.
And it's funny, Will's been discussing, I've been on TrackMan a little bit, trying some new drivers, and we talked a little bit about that. He mentioned it first, of course.
Yeah.
But demo drivers right before his round, I said, Will, we don't need to talk about this before your club championship
Yeah,
round.
you don't want to do that now. Who's this? Do you remember?
We have Manny Rapisato here.
Oh, Manny,
Manny's
okay.
another intermediate with lots of power.
Yeah.
Distance will not be the challenge for a
No.
lot of our intermediates here.
That looked way right. I'm not sure if he's over the trap or in the trap on the right, but it did look like it was going way right, unless it drew wickedly. It looked like it was going from our angle, right? I thought I saw a group coming down 18, but right now it's not there. They are well behind. They've got to be at least half an hour behind everybody else. So things are, I don't know if they're having trouble or if they're finding a lot of balls or just taking a lot of time on the greens. We normally go out in threesomes, correct, and try to speed things up. And then I noticed that there are some openings that you've had between tee times, so that in case you got behind, you were able to. So we were able to really space them out really well this year. So it shouldn't be too long around for these players, because nothing more frustrating getting out there and having to wait. All the time on your next shot, wait on the next shot. You kind of lose it a little bit, lose your focus a little bit.
Our goal is to have 4 hour and 15 minute maximum for our competitive rounds.
Yeah.
So a little bit of an allowance there. Day to day, of course, we like to promote a 4 hour pace.
Yeah. Well, we've got 10 minutes left in our broadcast, so we're hoping that we can catch one more group on 18. But right now, I don't see anyone. Maybe we can catch the next tee off time. We got Russ Cat warming up now on the driving range, and a young lad there, I don't know him. Looks like Ken Watson's getting ready to tee off. Pete Richardson.
Next on number one, we have Pete Richardson, Ken Watson, and Glenn Goodkey, who
Glenn Goodkey
certainly had a run in men's league in 2021,
yeah.
didn't he, John?
Yeah, he came from nowhere. He came from absolutely nowhere to win this thing, and it went down to the final day. We had to have a playoff, and with Nick Bodwin, and Glenn was well in charge of this match, and I saw him on the 6th hole, and then Nick came back, and it took Glenn, I think he had to get a birdie or a par in order to put Nick away and win the men's league championship. But it was I start to see signs of life coming down 18 finally. So we'll probably get this one last group in before we sign off. But I will mention to you that next week we will be broadcasting the last 2 groups coming in for a club championship. So if you want to watch it live, you'll be able to see that, and you'll be able to know who won right away. We'll kind of give you a good play-by-play. We'll know where people are, and we'll know who is approaching the green, and we'll know what the situation. So you'll feel all the drama as we do as they're coming in. This is a good test for us. As far as I know, we're the only club that does broadcasting live, and certainly we hope to continue this. The next event that I'm scheduling is a senior men's intersectional, which is going to be here at Carleton. I'm just going to turn that around. Yeah. Shot there by somebody. I don't know who that was. It's hard to tell from this distance. So we'll get in front of the camera again. Yeah, Senior Men's Intersectional is the next event that we're hoping to broadcast live, the last couple of groups, so you'll be able to catch that. Also, if you have friends and family that want to see you play, if you're in that group, there's a good opportunity to get on the YouTube channel. If you type in my name, John Space Karam, and under the search bar in YouTube, up will come the Carleton logo. Click on that, and if we're broadcasting live, the live broadcast will appear. Just click on it and you'll be in. My understanding is we've got a pretty good feed coming in from here. We've ironed out all the little problems, and we're hoping to expand our platforms. I'm trying to get onto Facebook. We might even start our own Facebook page for just live broadcasts, and maybe that might be the way to do it for Carleton TV.
And on behalf of the club, John, just want to say it's tremendous what you do, and thanks so much. This initiative that we've been able to work together on a little bit, and thank you so much for leading it. And
just a gentleman hit there. I don't know who it was. He's inbounds, just inbounds. Thank you very much for that. You know I love doing this, and I have some surprises for the winter. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to broadcast from Florida. So for those who want to see some nice bright Florida weather starting in November, we'll be doing broadcasts from downtown. Some of them will be golf related, some of them will be tourist related. There'll be short videos. Usually go out every week on a nice long bike ride, and I'll show you downtown St. Pete's and Clearwater and all those nice places, and my golf course that I play out of. And so you'll be able to still catch some videos and information if you're interested in coming down south to see some of the places. We'll take you to Sarasota, maybe Tarpon Springs, and you'll be able to see some of the more beautiful places down there on the west coast of Florida.
That's amazing, and I can't wait to talk to you as well after the Bills beat the Dolphins on a match Sunday.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Okay, we've got them coming in now. Let's take a look, and we've got Pete Richardson ready to tee off, and he tried to tee off from the whites. Now he's going to tee off from the blues. So I think.
Wow, it's not a men's league round.
No,
That's how popular your league is. They just are so dialed into that men's league. They see you over here, and run to the white tees.
All right.
I think we've got Jeff Stanley in the middle. It'll be really fun next weekend. We'll use some radios and have some more support.
Yeah.
We'll be able to identify players coming in a little bit more, and then the women, and of course see if anyone can catch Erica.
Shot is going to be short and right, but he was on the green. But he's got a long putt, but he's on the green, and that's half the battle. Pete Richardson just teed off, and he's going to be right side of the fairway, it looks like. Hard to tell from this angle, but looks like that's where he landed. Here's our second player here. I don't know who it is, so they're too far away for me to see. Coming in on 18. Nice shot right at the pin. It's going to be short, but he's got a good putt. It'll be right to left.
for a right-handed putter. And everything, as you know, for those of us that are at Carleton for a while, everything slopes toward the middle. If you watch this place in a rainstorm, you'll see the water just float to the middle, right down the center. So you can see that if you remember that little fact about this green, then you'll sink a lot of putts. This is, you figure, Jeff Stanley on the white here. That
yeah, looks like Jeff. He's got a very challenging shot here. I'll have to decide whether to try and hit it over the bunker on the fly and maybe a little past the pin.
He's got a tree in his way.
I don't think he can play it up in the air as much as he would like to.
Ken Watson teeing off as well, same time. Oh, what a great shot. If that's just, it stops, what a beautiful shot from there. That is, Jeff Stanley just hit an amazing shot. In big trouble over there. Didn't have much to play with. They had to negotiate a trap and then try and stop it on the green. He had to keep it low. So all three are on the green, and they got some putts here.
Yeah, it was pretty close to a tree well there, right? And certainly didn't even entertain taking relief, but hit it just past the pin, just like we had hoped he would.
This putt here is going to break left to right. He's coming across the center, and it's going to be paced. Great shot out of there, Jeff. Super. Here it is. Is a distance speed shot. His putt's on the way. Don't know if it's got enough, but pretty good. He's got an uphill shot.
Yeah, pretty good weight there for
Yeah.
Alejandro Arrieta. And then we have Matt Delorier, who's
Right.
going to be hoping to two putt from the front of the green.
Yeah, not bad. He's got an uphill putt for Alejandro. He picked the right break. And, Matt Delorier's got a from our vantage point, it'll be left to right, but from his vantage point, right to left. Did he hit it? Did he hit it? It's got great speed. It's tracking. Oh, just a little short, but a fine putt down there from Matt Delorier. He'll just have a tap in. Great putt. Good for Matt, and he's in. He can rest now. He'll take that deep breath. Jeff Stanley after that brilliant shot. Now, did he hit it? Oh, it is a light touch, but he's left himself a downhiller. That could. It's fairly straight though. Marks up. Take some time to think about it. Take a deep breath. Here we go. Just missed it. Tough break for Mr. Arrieta, and that'll be a 3-putt. You know, Jeff's got a very, very tricky downhill. He's got to be careful with it, but he hits it too soft, it'll break a lot. If he doesn't hit it hard enough, of course, he'll stop it. He hits it too hard. Good pace. Oh, a little soft though. That's what the pressure can do. Do you want to interview these guys? Gentlemen, that's very good. Could you guys come over here and we can just do a little interview? We're on live.
All right.
Yeah, live TV. Come on in. Come on in. Just stand around here in a straight line here, and we'll interview. So, nice 2-putt.
Thank you. That was a surprise, actually, for this day. 89, so that's not very pretty.
Very good.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
The short game really it was tough. It was a challenge.
The conditions were good out there?
Conditions were perfect.
Yeah.
Just the short game needs a lot of work.
Yeah. You had a great shot. We just saw an 18 from up there. I don't know how you pulled that off, but it was
it was kind of a chunk without follow through and hitting the tree. I didn't want to damage the tree, so I just chunked at it. So
he's an ecologist too. That was really good.
Yeah. Good spin.
That's good. Yeah. So, how did you do today?
Not too well. I had a bad front, and then so on the back until 18. I kind of fell apart on 18 a bit, but not too bad. It's a good day.
Right.
Good day for golf.
Yeah. And Mr. Arrieta, how did you play today?
It's been better days, I'll tell you that much. I didn't start off too hot, but hey, I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. Great company. The day is a beautiful day. We got sun out here, and the conditions are good.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you very much, and good luck tomorrow, guys.
Thanks, Commish.
All right.
Thank you. See you.
And that will be the conclusion of our broadcast today. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us next week. I can't give you the exact time. I imagine around 5:30 maybe when the last groups come in, but we'll see. We'll publish that on the website at some point this week, and I'll also publish it on my Men's League update and on the Carleton TV update with Cameron Gall. So until Wednesday, when I'm talking with Cameron on an update, we'll see you then. Thank you for joining us today. I can't see the end button. That was fun.
That was awesome. Thanks. I was losing my voice just at the end there. Thanks for doing that last interview. That was great.
Yeah.
Even with